Welcome back. As always, be sure to leave a comment if you have anything to add to this discussion, and I'm sure there will be discussion based on this. At least I hope there is, because there's a lot to talk about. Also, be sure to check my other channel, YC Games. It's the one with the orange logo. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. So, if you are not aware, Fortnite announced a crossover event with Borderlands 3. It's not like a huge, breathtaking event like they did the whole like Marvel thing with Thanos. It's more just now there's a Psycho skin, a Claptrap backpack, I think a couple weapon skins, and something to do with Pandora. Like maybe a new map of the new area is Pandora, or maybe they made a new Pandora map for the creative thing. I don't know. I don't care. I don't play Fortnite, and that's if you don't play Fortnite, then that's all that matters. Nothing matters. This does not matter to us at all, and that's what most of this video is going to be about. Why you should not be freaking out over this, because I see a lot of people freaking out over this. And I do not understand why. It's very obvious why they did this. It's very obvious they were going to do this. I'm honestly kind of ashamed that I didn't see it coming when I clearly should have. But we'll get into all that. So let's just get into it. Now, I'm going to start off by kind of saying what my thoughts on Fortnite are. Because in reality, I don't really have much thoughts on Fortnite. When I first saw the game announced, like I first saw the gameplay of the Save the World mode, I was really excited. That looked amazing, and it is a lot of fun. I actually do very much like the Save the World mode. It is the one games as a service, which it clearly is, that I actually enjoyed playing. So yeah, I enjoy the Save the World mode. I haven't played in a while because there's lots of other games out there, and it's not that great. And even when they announced the Battle Royale, I played the Battle Royale, which is what most people consider as Fortnite now, is the Battle Royale mode. I played it for a while. I have a couple of videos on my YC Games channel about it, actually, because I did enjoy it. Me and my friends had fun with it. It's a fun mode. So, I'm not going to, like, bash anyone for liking Fortnite. I'm not going to say, oh, no, it's a stupid game. That's a kid's game. You shouldn't like that. It's dumb. Because that's not true. There's definitely fun to be had in that game. I just kind of lost touch with it. A couple of the updates I wasn't really a huge fan of. I just kind of stopped playing, and I feel if I jumped back into it now, I would just be very confused. And I really don't have any interest in playing it anymore. So I don't like Fortnite anymore to play it. Now, if you guys do, obviously, I don't care. Play the games you want to play. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So that's kind of the first problem I want to address here, is a lot of people are freaking out over, oh, Fortnite's for kids. You shouldn't play Fortnite. You can't play Fortnite. It's for, it's way young. It's just full of 12-year-olds. Which, first of all, that's just simply not true. Like I said, I was enjoying playing it when I think I was 19, 20? So 19, 20-year-old. I'm young but old enough to... I'm an adult, and I enjoyed Fortnite. I'll admit it. I'm not ashamed to admit games I used to like. But yeah, so that's just one part of the argument that I can just bash right away. Anyone that says you shouldn't like Fortnite is just wrong. You like whatever game you want to like for the reasons you want to like it. That should not matter whatsoever. Now, my biggest issue with Fortnite as a whole, though, is more on the spending habits. Because, yes, it is directed towards and consists of a younger audience. And the only problem with that is how easy it is to sink a lot of money into things like skins and the Battle Pass and stuff. Now, this is more of a parenting thing. Parents should parent their kids. I'm not going to tell you how to be a parent. I'm definitely not a parent. I'm not going to tell anyone to be a parent. But I was a hockey coach, during the winter, and I had one kid admit that he spent $120 on Fortnite skins, and I just had no idea how to respond. Like, he just it was like one of him just talking to another player, and I overheard that comment, and I'm like, holy cow! If I ever found out my kid spent $120 on cosmetic items in the game, I would freak out. So that's my biggest issue with Fortnite, just how easy it is for kids to get trapped into this spending habit that they should not be exposed to. But as a game itself, it's not a bad game. People are going to enjoy whatever games they want to enjoy. That's not a bad game to enjoy. So that's just kind of my opinion on Fortnite as a whole, just to get that out of the way. Because I feel like in the next segment when I'm going to bash Fortnite a little bit more, it's going to be a lot of, well, you just don't like the game. You're just going to say that because you don't like the game. Well, I don't, but I have my own reasons too. It's not a bad game, but yeah, I digress. Let's just go to the next section. Now, the point of any crossover typically is to generate awareness for another product while at the same time generating awareness for your product. That's all crossovers really do. It's self-beneficial because it just kind of says, hey, if you like this thing, well, now this thing is in this thing, maybe you like this other thing now. Easiest example, and probably one of the strangest, is like when Fortnite did the Stranger Things crossover. Because, like I said earlier, Fortnite is generally directed towards a younger audience. Now, I say generally because, like I said, adults play it too. It's a wide range group, but generally speaking, it is aimed towards a younger audience. And at the same time, Stranger Things is generally directed towards an older audience. Jesus, I cannot talk today. So while yes, it could have been to get like Fortnite players, like typically a younger audience, interested in something like Stranger Things, which is considered an older show. I think that one was more directed towards an older audience. People that watch Stranger Things saying, "Hey, Stranger Things is now in Fortnite. Maybe Fortnite's not a kid game after all. Maybe I'll check it out." That's kind of the benefit for Fortnite in that regard. And that's kind of the same thing with the Borderlands 3 crossover, because Borderlands is more of an older, because an M for Mature rated game, should be for 17 and up, at least in America. I don't know what the age is in like Europe and other countries, but in America, M for Mature is 17 years old and older. So that's typically an older audience saying, hey, maybe Fortnite's not so bad, and they'll jump back into Fortnite. Honestly, the only thing that would give me to jump back into Fortnite would be a Borderlands crossover, so this is the closest thing I would get to jumping back into Fortnite. So, and I'll be honest, it almost worked. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, I might jump back into Fortnite now. I'm not, but it made me think about it, which I guess it means it worked. It made me consider going back to Fortnite. And it actually almost benefits in the opposite way more for Borderlands, especially more for Borderlands than for Stranger Things, because Borderlands is a franchise that can be enjoyed at a much younger audience. I can't really see a 12-year-old getting into Stranger Things. Maybe they are, I don't know, but I cannot see it. It's definitely more of an adult show. But Borderlands, on the other hand, is a franchise that can be enjoyed a lot younger. While yes, they are M for Mature 17 and up, I was definitely playing Borderlands 2 way before I was 17. I guess I would have been about 15, 14. I don't know. I'm not here to look into the whole age range of when I was playing these games. But I was younger than what I probably should have been. And I enjoyed the heck out of it. So while, yes, Fortnite is directed towards a younger audience, it's a game that definitely a 12-year-old could enjoy. Would they get everything out of it? No. But they would definitely enjoy the game. They would enjoy the humor. They enjoy the art style. They could definitely enjoy the game, especially if they enjoy games like Fortnite. So I could see this just being a mutually beneficial thing. Some older audience saying, all right, maybe Fortnite's not so bad. I'll jump back into Fortnite, check it out. If Borderlands is involved, maybe I'll have some fun. And at the same time, a Fortnite player who's never heard of the Borderlands franchise because they're probably a bit younger and we haven't seen any new game in the franchise for a few years now, might say, oh, Borderlands, it seems kind of cool. It's in Fortnite. Maybe I'll check it out. And they check out Borderlands 3. So this really is just a mutually beneficial thing. So it'd be just crazy of them just to not do this. That is obviously why they did this crossover. Now, the other reason this kind of should have been obvious seen coming, I honestly feel like an idiot that I didn't see this happening earlier, is because Gearbox and Epic Games obviously have a relationship. Gearbox has been using the Unreal Engine at least since, I think, all their games? All the games I can remember them ever making were on the Unreal Engine, which is made by Epic. So, obviously they had a relationship beforehand, just on that basis. And then, the Fortnite disc version, which, yes, there is a Fortnite disc version for Save the World, which I actually do own, because like I said, I was very excited for this game, the Save the World version. So yes, I do own the disc version. The disc version was published by Gearbox Software, so even before the whole Epic Game Store debacle thing, whatever you want to call it, they had a relationship. Which is why, when the whole Epic Game Store exclusivity thing came out, I was not surprised back then. I don't think I actually made a video on it, so I'm going to kind of talk about that right now as well, because they obviously have some relationship. So none of this really surprised me that they made this. I don't know why there's some outrage over, oh, Gearbox is selling out again just like the Epic Store. Which, yes and no. they are selling out, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. And it's not even really a sellout, because it's more... Gearbox and Epic have had a relationship, like I said, for probably a very long time. Even just as far as them using their engine. So, the fact that they're doing this whole exclusivity deal, it really, again, it's not a huge surprise because they have this relationship, and it's more them reinforcing that relationship by saying, okay, we will put it on your store for X amount of time. Which, yeah, that sucks, but I'm sure I'm sure they did get quite a bit of money for doing that. It's not a whole like, oh yeah, we're good buddies, we'll do this for free. No, I'm sure they did get a lot of money for it. I don't know if that's actually been released or not, the actual details of that whole deal, but I'm sure they got quite a good paycheck for it. And if anything, I'm sure they could have gotten quite a bit more money if they would have made just a strict exclusive, not a timed exclusive. So, if anything, it's kind of good on Gearbox for holding out and saying, nah, we'll just do a time thing and we'll call it good. And again, it's not even Gearbox, that's more 2K publishing side, but I digress. I have no problem with it being on the Epic Store as a timed exclusive because I play PS4, and that sounds bad, like, oh, you shouldn't even say anything about it because it doesn't affect you, which, yeah, I probably shouldn't because it doesn't affect me. But I'm going to say about it anyway because competition in a business landscape is good. As long as there's no monopolies, that's a good system. There should be competition between businesses because just price range alone. If you have one company, if you have one store in an entire, let's just say state, obviously it's stupid, but if you have one store, an entire state, you can't go anywhere else to get food or anything or any resources, then you're going to pay whatever they say you pay. You have no choice because it's way too long of a drive to go anywhere else. That's bad because they can just say, all right, $100 for 1 gallon of milk. Something stupid like that. And yes, that's a huge over dramatization, but that's essentially what Steam Store had. They could have done that, and I'm glad they didn't. And I'm not saying Steam's bad. I love Steam. Still, if I do buy a game on PC, I'm buying it from the Steam Store. I'm not buying it from Epic, unless obviously there's some exclusivity with Epic. I'm just saying the competition's good. And everyone getting on Gearbox's back for selling out for that, and again, for selling out with this whole Fortnite thing. It's really not selling out. It's making business decisions. Okay, it's kind of selling out, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You have to sell out once in a while. It's not like they're sticking to their morals of, yeah, we've always been on Steam, so we're going to be on Steam. No, it's more of them saying, hey, look, a competing market. Why don't we support this competing market? It's just business. It really is. And with the whole Fortnite thing, again, people are like, oh, they're selling out. They're putting their skins in Fortnite. No. They're saying, hey, look, we have a marketplace untapped. We have this younger audience that could very much enjoy our games. Obviously, probably the older on the younger scale because, yes, it is incredibly violent and it is definitely not a game for everyone. But they said, hey, our game could be enjoyed by a younger audience. Maybe if they're exposed to it, they'll enjoy it. Because I definitely enjoyed it at a younger age than I probably should have. But hey, that's, looking back, it doesn't affect me at all. So, we're good. I guess that really sums up this video. Is just, don't get mad at Gearbox. Don't get mad at Borderlands. Don't get mad at 2K. Don't get mad at whoever you guys are getting mad at. Don't. Alright? It's all business. It's all them just saying, hey, even if it came down to this, people play Fortnite. Cool, now you have some new skins. That's really all it does. Does it affect Borderlands 3? No, it doesn't affect us at all. The people like me, and I'm sure you guys, if you're mad about this kind of stuff, the people like us, it does not affect us one bit. If anything, it just means we're going to have a bigger player base when we join Borderlands 3 because it's going to get more people interested and jump onto the game. It really is that simple. All the Fortnite thing is raising awareness for Borderlands 3. And on the flip side, all it is raising awareness for Fortnite. Because like I said, I was tempted to jump back into Fortnite after seeing, hey, Borderlands skins. Alright, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll just see what they look like. I'm not gonna, but it made me think about it. And that's really the moral of this story. That about does it for this one, guys. Moral of the story, just, Gearbox is going to do what they want to do. 2K is going to do what they want to do. This crossover event really is just beneficial for everyone all around. So I really, really, really do not see why there is so much anger generated towards just everyone involved in this, because it doesn't affect. If you want to play Borderlands 3, you can still play Borderlands 3. This isn't going to affect anything. The only thing it is just a little bit more advertisement for the game. Like, that's it. It's not like they took a huge amount of resources from Borderlands 3 and dumped them into Fortnite for this limited time event. It's just a couple of skins. And I'm sure Fortnite, the team at Fortnite, the Epic Games guys, I'm sure they're the ones that actually did all the modeling and, whatever. I'm sure they were the ones that did the work. I don't even think Gearbox did anything for this. They just said, yeah, sure, use the Psycho Claptrap. I don't care. Like, I'm okay. The video's over, but I'm still ranting. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to continue this conversation with, like if you agree with me, disagree with me, say no, they sold out. Let's ban Borderlands 3, boycott it, no one buy it. Let me know. I am curious what you guys think about this whole crossover event. I personally think everyone's overreacting, and that there's really no need to get mad about this at all. But that's just me. If you disagree, if you think this is a big deal, let me know. And let me know why, more importantly. Don't just say it's a big deal, you're an idiot. Like, please, explain, because I do want to know why this is a big deal. But yeah, that about does it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll probably post a couple more videos before Borderlands 3 actually releases. It's been announced for a while. Before the game actually releases, I'll probably have a couple more videos on the way, and then me and my one buddy that we did the playthrough of the DLC, we're probably going to do the same thing with Borderlands 3 when that comes out. So yeah, I'm really excited, he's really excited, we're going to be playing that day one. It's going to be great. So yeah, see you all in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your stick on the ice, we're all in this together. The world doesn't owe you anything. I messed up the order of that, but see you next one, bye.